Why does it keep doing this? Where's DK? Dang it. Hey, everybody. Earlier this week, the Hasbro Pulse Star Wars team announced there is a vintage collection, the long-awaited Captain Carson Teva figure coming out, and fans all over the world are excited. And I'm just happy because we finally get this figure, and it is a character that's portrayed by a good friend of mine, friend of the channel, an awesome dude, fantastic actor, and friend, and also a big old nerdy collector, the biggest, nerdiest collector. And you know what? It sounds libelous. Is that the right word? But it's not, because it's you'll see in a second. But and I thought, what better way to talk about this new figure, and also with everyone who's joining us tonight, please join me in congratulating our friend, the man, the myth, as the thumbnail says, the action figure himself, Mr. Paul Sun-Hyung Lee.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Paul.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Hey, you know what? You've really improved on your intros.
Well, after spending
up
5 hours with you on Sunday and then watching you on Toy Anxiety last night, I've picked up a thing or two.
Nice.
So
very nice. Very nice. I believe the term you're looking for is slander, right? Not libel.
Well, libel is in print.
Slanderous. Libel's in print. Slanderous spoken.
Slanderous could be a good Star Wars name.
Yeah.
Slanderous. What would be a good last name for that?
Slanderous Flynn.
Slanderous Flynn. Does that sound good?
Sure.
Okay, we'll bookmark that. Hey, man, dude, congratulations.
Hey, thank you. Thank you so much. And thanks for the great introduction. It's great to be here.
We've been talking about this the last 24 hours or so. And I'm just, I want to set it up for people who are tuning in tonight. You all know Paul, hopefully, from a lot of the Disney Plus Star Wars shows, right? The Mandalorian, Ahsoka, playing Carson Teva, and it's been many years. How many days has it been since you first debuted as Carson Teva, Paul?
1,601. How's that? Yeah, it's so funny. The math just worked out that way because when I knew the announcement was coming, I was actually working with Steve Evans. He reached out and said, "Hey, do you mind if we chirp each other back and forth and have fun and make me pretend to have a beef with each other? Like, you could drop a comment on my TVC posts and I could pretend not to know you, and we just sort of go back and forth." And I thought, yeah, okay. And I actually Googled it and I looked up, okay, so when was the air date for the episode where my character first appears? And they had the date, and I said, okay, well, how many days is that to this date? And it gave me the numbers, I think 1,596 or 97 days or something like that. And so it was just like, that was in the post, like 1,596 days and still no love for Carson Teva. And so that's and then it just worked out that on the 1,600th day, the announcement dropped
of our Lord.
So,
yep.
Yeah. Are you okay? You got a glitch in the matrix there?
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. I moved my phone. It's two iPhones.
Oh my God. They're
be
communicating with each other. Apple Intelligence.
I just got added to some weird Canadian intelligence group chat.
Right.
But hey, you know what? I have a similar, experience. My Mezco, when I looked it up, I had pre-ordered it for 1,200 days. Right. And I thought that was a nice round number. And thanks to a friend of ours who called it, the line was Mezco 1/12 collective. So I switched it to Mezco 1,200 days. But your figure, it's a vintage collection scale action figure. Why is this still happening?
DC 363, baby.
363.
363. I even the numbering for it sounds so cool because it rhymes.
Yeah, it'd be cool. DC like
363
call sign.
Yeah, right. That's cool. You're giving me like Max Headroom vibes. You were like, beep.
I don't like this.
You've been hacked.
Is who's hacking me? It's Steve Evans. Someone in the chat says it's Steve Evans.
Steve Evans.
All right.
Or is it Yoko? I see Yoko.
Yoko.
She's in a.
Hey Yoko. All right. So for friends of the channel, and obviously, I guess it speaks to how good of an actor you are. That was never in question, but in one more notch on your belt, you spent the last week or so in a feud with Mr. Stevie 18, aka Steve Evans,
Yep.
and he works for Hasbro on the Disney. I think he works. I don't know what position he's in
He, he,
for the
yeah, I
Disney.
think he recently got promoted to the Star Wars line. He was with, I think, Marvel Legends first,
Mhm.
if I'm correct,
He
and
was.
then he's been tasked with it with the job of sort of pulling up the. I mean, I think the Star Wars line was feeling a bit like it was kind of wandering a bit, and he's
Mhm.
been tasked to sort of like get that ship in order and stuff. He's a senior design director for Hasbro for Marvel and Star Wars. And he's a lovely, lovely guy, super intelligent,
Yeah.
quick-witted. Good lord. Going toe to toe with him. I was on the Toy Anxiety stream last night, just sort of briefly talking about it, and I didn't know what the parameters were going to be of this beef. Is it good natured, sort of like wink, wink?
Yeah.
And it kind of started that way. And I think as we got more comfortable with each other, like the gloves started to come off, and it started like he was like landing haymakers left, right, and center,
You
which
guys
isn't too hard
had some
against
great
me.
references, right?
Oh
Using
yeah.
Star Wars in universe digs at each other. And credit to Steve also, not just to you, obviously, but because I spent again 5 hours on Sunday, and you know what? I do have a bone to pick with you. All right. For everyone out there who thinks that because Paul and I are friends and he spills nothing. This freaking guy tortured me. I sat there for 5 hours on his stream, and on all day Sunday, him and Steve Evans had been going back and forth, comments, posts, stories, and I'm like, why would he make 4 separate posts? Like, why would is he actually mad? Nobody would make that many posts if they were really that mad. And every time you made a comment on that live stream, dude, I was just nervously laughing it off. So yeah, you got me real
There you
good.
go.
Both of you. I'd say 70% uh I believed it, and 30% I thought it was a little far-fetched for someone in his position to do that. But like, hey, you know what? Like all great rap battles and rap beefs, it's to sell albums, right?
Yeah.
Someone's got a record coming out. Who can I take shots at? And you know what? Hopefully this got the community. Hey, you know what? Got a lot of people talking about it. People posting stories,
Yeah.
posting support for you. How was that
Oh my god.
reaction when you're like,
Really
I'm acting?
overwhelming. Just super overwhelming, to be honest. It's one of those things where sometimes you have to worry about, like, be careful what you wish for. It's like, oh, why don't I have a figure? And then they go, fine, here's a figure, and then it's like peg warmer of the century, right? It's
Mm.
the Asajj Ventress micro galaxy, sort of like that's the one,
Oh
the
boy.
ship that's always on the pegs type thing, where you're like, oh, great concept. And so there's always a bit of that. And me, I mean, we've been sort of going the Canadian, maybe.
No, don't.
We've been going. I've been complaining about this for how many years? Like for 1,600 days. Like, where's my figure,
I
Hasbro?
think for as long as I've known you.
Yeah, well, I mean, and it's a fun thing to just sort of go on about, right?
Mm.
It's just like, at the end of the day, it's a toy, and you kind of go, it's a business, and there are decisions that are completely out of the hands of the designers and the people that work there and stuff like that. It's all corporate. It gets up there, but in the meantime, it's fun to have fun with it. I mean, at March to the Empire, when we went last year around this time, like I think the Hasbro team was genuinely terrified of me,
Acting.
because it was like, "Where's my figure, Hasbro? What's up, Ching? Where's my figure?" And it was just like, ah. And I don't know whether it was because they didn't want to say anything to sort of get themselves in trouble,
Right.
or they're just it's a tough spot to be in, especially when you're in an environment with collectors or fans or people who don't know how the industry work, and they demand answers, and they're like, why aren't you doing this, why aren't you doing that? And I thought mine was in a good natured way, but I suddenly realized, oh, maybe they don't realize that I'm just kidding, and I need to sort of just make sure that they know I'm joking. But
Right.
yeah, no, it was great. The fans really, really responded, and they were, always there's always there is, maybe, I don't know, the tooling's already there. They've already done it's 100% new figure. They haven't reused
Yeah, dude.
anything,
How cool
right?
is
Like,
that?
which is great. So in my mind, it's like, wow, doesn't take much then to upscale it if you've got that, and you can give me a Black Series and different Carson Teva looks, and
Yes.
that jacket is pliable. You can remove it. The arms have to be replaced, but you've pretty much got another figure right there that you could have the pilot only, and then there's the the dress uniform, and then there's the formal uniform, and so it's like, there's 4 different looks. So I'm thinking Carson Teva 4-pack, like with the pilot pack, except 4 of Carson Teva with all of his different looks. And then
Like
you
a
could have
Barbie
the
pack?
X-Wing, and you could have like an exclusive Carson Teva look there without the chin strap on the
Oh,
helmet,
yes.
right? So
Dude, it's so cool, right? Like you said, all new parts. So that's got to be great. One point to that, one of the people had commented on Steve Evans' post, and they're like, "Guys, it's so easy. You could just use Jack Porkin's
I know.
body and make his head, and that's it." And I think you either shocked that dude. I would love to see his reaction because you replied to him. You're like, "Really, Jack Porkins, dude? Come on."
I
And
I think the exact quote was, "Dude, I'm not that big." But I did have a smiley sort of like face to it just to let him know that, it's like I'm saying this, but I'm not mad type
right.
thing, right? And I think I did shock him. He's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you even replied." Like, no disrespect intended. It's like, but you still wrote it.
Mhm.
But
Just
it's
sorry he
that,
got caught.
yeah. It's I get it. I get it. Right? It's like I'm not the 19-year-old Luke Skywalker body that has been used for a lot of pilots.
Power of the Force,
I get it,
but
right? Like, there's different things. And so, what's closer? What's closer? Well, the guy that's like way bigger than him, let's just use his body.
Mhm.
And it's like, oh, okay. So I get it. But that makes me even happier that they retooled it. And because if you look, once you get these figs and you look at it, he's got a bit of a gut. Like, he's not like thin
It's
and
not.
like super fit. He's got a bit of a gut, and that's the thing that I found the most sort of like gleeful joy out of it. It's like, oh my god, this is a brand new body. Um, and that's super cool, man. That's
This is
so cool.
dude, there's the card with you in the cockpit on the side. I mean, people are gonna be bringing this up to you at cons to get signed.
Yeah.
For people who don't know, this went up for pre-order today. If you're in Canada, it's up. It should be fan channel, so it should be everywhere. It's up on GameStop Canada now. It's up on Amazon also. We'll talk
Yep.
about that in a real quick second, but let's look at what's in here. Like you said, you have this look with your jacket and your self-designed patches,
Yep.
right? Your screen accurate helmet. So Hasbro the only collectible company that has 2 items dedicated to you at the moment?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. The
So
Black Series helmet and this figure. Gentle Giant has the 1/6 scale bust
right.
of my character, and Hot Wheels released this Carson Teva's X-Wing, the die-cast version of it, right there, which is cool. Actually, this is for Ernie. I still have to mail it to Ernie.
It's still
I've
there?
been busy, so I'm gonna send this one to Ernie. And I believe there is a model kit. I think a
Oh?
1/75th, 1/64th scale Revel model kit of Carson Teva's X-Wing. Some kind souls have been sending me links. I think they're going to be available like in August or September. So
Sweet. Yeah, and you've talked about it before, but a couple of the patches for people who may not have heard the story, they've nailed the accuracy of um the custom patches that
Oh yeah.
you had a hand in. Do you have a hand in designing, or you did it entirely?
No, I designed those. I did the sketches out on my iPad and submitted
Nice.
them, and it was super quick turnaround, which was awesome. Like here is, for example, so this is what this is based the sketch
Okay.
that bottom patch is, and you can
Very
see
cool.
it's like a red. It's based off of I was looking online for inspiration, and I saw a stylized version of the Korean flag, the Taeguki, and it's it had a red stroke and a blue stroke, and then all the um the different bits around it. And I looked at them when I thought, oh, they look like birds, and so I thought, okay, this is kind of what I wanted because I wanted the patches to be personalized to the pilots. And so I thought, okay, well, I'll have them birds because they look like birds, and I added the splash of color in both, right, to
Cool.
show that they are connected still. And in Arabesh at the top is an E and a Y, which stands for East York, which is the borough that I live in Toronto. So that came across really quickly. Really happy with that. Very simple, and that's what they wanted. They wanted something nice and simple for the patch design. So I went and got that. And then the Rancor head. That's very funny because it's like it became that, and you can see my notes that I wrote over it a little bit there, but like that's what it became.
There you go.
Because initially it was supposed to be a bulldog. I had a bulldog, and it was a very 20th century Earth Air Force sort of patch design. Kind of,
Like Top Gun.
yeah, it's just really like that was the original one that I had, right?
Oh, okay, cool.
And I think it's very Air Force sort of inspired. There's a Canadian flag in it. There's like a Korean thing, all the different sort of starfighters. And like there was, Arabesh on the bottom. It was like honor, perseverance, and service and stuff. But I was like really 20th century. And I suddenly realized that after Filoni sort of pointed out, so no. That was the note that I got. No, that's too, and there are no bulldogs in space. And so then I was encouraged to turn it into more of a, like, hey, why don't you use a Rancor? Like those are kind of like the bulldogs. And I thought, oh, okay, very similar. And there were different iterations of that. And finally we just settled on the Rancor head in silhouette.
Sweet.
That you see there. Yeah.
And man, you got the swappable. Well, no, not swappable. Sorry, you got the helmet that you can put on the figure.
Yeah.
You had one in the video that you pre-recorded with you. Did you had a
Yes.
copy? Was it in package, or was it like did they give you one to handle that was
They sent me a
produced?
prototype that I had to send back.
Right.
But it was really cool. I mean, there was one. It wasn't a finished product, but it came pretty much as you see it right there. Yeah, it was great. It was the points of articulation were great. It's just there's something about seeing 3.75-inch scale like action figure of yourself
Mhm.
there. And yeah, you're like, oh my god, let Paul's playing with himself jokes begin, as they say, right? Like here I am.
Yeah, that's what some of us definitely were thinking.
You can't not make that joke.
That's the main goal of having an
Right?
action figure of yourself.
I'm gonna go play with myself in the corner. It's like, yeah.
I think Anna's in the chat.
She is. I'm sure
Yeah.
she is.
Okay, very good.
She's looking.
So I think I gotta let people know, like, get this, right? Go grab. I think I'm gonna grab anytime I see it on shelves, I'm gonna buy it. I think most companies look at the demand of a figure, how well it sells, and whether like you mentioned, you got 4 different looks in total.
Yeah.
If people are there who want all these looks, you gotta, the data's got to show that people want more Carson Teva. If you want this in Black Series, I feel like you gotta buy these. And they're like, oh dude, Carson Teva sold out everywhere. Why did we wait so long for this? let's do another costume. So these are up on GameStop Canada. I think probably GameStop US too. You
Yeah.
have your what's the model of your blaster rifle?
It's the A280.
A280. And you know, you can recreate at the end of the Mando episode in the ice, you weren't wearing the jacket, right? You
No,
were
I
full X-Wing suit?
just the flight suit, and that's it.
Right.
The jacket came in season 3.
Mm,
And it's great because fans have already saying, "Hey, can we get just a pilot only version?" Which I
there
think
you
is
go.
awesome. I think it's great. You know, different variants. I mean, they have the body. They had to create a brand new body. Like they had to tool something brand new for that.
For you,
So
yeah.
let's use it. Right? Have the different looks. Um, but you know, it's it's so cool that you know it's on for sale. And you know, if you're in the States, you can go through Hasbro Pulse to get it.
Yes,
And I
on
think
Pulse, yeah.
it's super cheap on Hasbro Pulse. It's like $16.99 American on that. Thanks,
All right.
Alexander.
We'll check that in a sec. Yeah, I'll pull up Hasbro Pulse. Alexander Eagleson, thank you so much for the 10 Hot Wheels. Says, hi, Paul, Anna, and Kevin. Congratulations. It's about time. Hell yeah. All right, I'm going to put a poll in the YouTube chat if you're watching right now. Let me know. Have you ordered Carson Teva yet? Your options are yes, no, I'm bi-curious, or the last option is I prefer Mando Fleet Commanders.
Jerk.
But we'll see what the options are. All right, here's mine. I've got 2 in cart for GameStop Canada.
Nice.
I've already pre-ordered 2 on Amazon.ca. Shout outs to Win or Lose for sending me a link. Thank you so much. Ironically, you and I first connected because I made a post about an Amazon pre-order on Instagram, and you commented and said something to the line along the lines of they're going to cancel your pre-order.
Yeah.
And so I felt that it wouldn't be right if I didn't pre-order 2 on Amazon. And when it gets canceled, you know, the joke will finally run its course. You know,
Full
it'll
circle.
sail off into the sunset, and we don't have to mention that ever again. Full circle. So I already got 2 of these in my cart. I'm gonna make sure nobody can see my address. How many are you ordering for yourself? Hold on, Anna's still here.
Yeah, no, she knows. She knows. I went through. There's a company in town here in Toronto called Fourth Moon Toys. They deal with vintage Star Wars collectibles and stuff, and they had it up on their website. So I pre-ordered 18 of them. And another, I told you I pre-ordered the series box set where you can get the entire wave. But that came with 2 Carson Tevas, 2 Asajj Venturesses, a Dengar, a Callus, and a Ponda Baba.
Ponda Baba.
Yeah. So I got that. So that levels it off. I think 20 to start with is good. Is to, you know, because I have, you know, family and stuff I want to give them out to, and
That's awesome.
and sign and stuff like that. It's always good to have a few on hand for giveaways and for, you know, gifts and stuff. So, and then Hasbro says they're going to send me some as well. So, but I don't know how many they're going to send. So, just covering my bases. It's not every day that you know, you get a chance to buy your own action figure.
Soak it in, man.
And it's weird too. It's weird and awesome because I'm getting emails from the different toy companies that I ordered from. So it's like Big Bad Toy Store is like, hey, the TVC line's coming out, and like these, and there's a picture of my action figure with the wave set, which is awesome. And then they're coming. It's really that's a thing that I never knew I would find so much joy from. You know, it's really cool, and from Hasbro obviously and stuff. And so to see that really means a lot. It means a lot, and I didn't think it would. So,
man, we've been on this journey watching with you for, you know, also years.
yeah,
And we've heard the rants, whether they were fact or fictitious. We've been there, and you know, this is an end. again, like Yoga said, I don't want to jinx it, but you know, there's still time for that. No, it's on Hasbro Pulse. It's $16.99. They've got you doing some sort of air guitar here. Before,
Awesome.
are you
But
waving?
look at the posability of that. Like, he looks great.
Yeah,
That looks great. Like, with the helmet on, that's a banger. Like, he looks so great with that helmet. Like, it looks fantastic. The sculpt is
yeah,
great. Somebody asked in the chat, I think, about the scanning process. Color base. It's basically every time I show up on set, and they do this for Avatar as well. You show up in costume and you go into this scan. It's a booth, and basically you step into it, and you are surrounded by cameras that are like they're all DSLR cameras,
right.
and there's like whole rows of them. Like, I think there's 10 to a row, and they're all in a hexagonal shape all around you. And then you have cameras that are ringed around you as well, and you have an eye line, and you stand there with your arms out and a neutral expression on your face, and they'll take a picture of it, and that provides the entire scan. They use that for different things, for VFX. They'll use it for toys, for references and stuff like that. Mostly VFX though, if they need them. But every time I've done, been on set for Mando, for different shows, if you have a different look, you got to go and you got to get scanned.
Oh, really? Every new costume?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and it's quick. It's just like you go in, you stand there, they take a picture of it, and then that's it. If they want more detailed things, then sometimes they make you do facial expressions, like really exaggerated ones, so that the VFX artists have like different frames of references to sort of, if you need to be digitally sort of added in, for well, if there's some sort of a special effect that they need to do. But yeah, for every different costume look, basically, they want a scan of all that.
You have a habit, which I've learned recently, when they're taking photos on set for costume continuity. This is in the
I know.
the Blu-ray.
Those aren't supposed to be for public. Those aren't supposed to be public. Those are inset sort of, for costume reference, right?
Right.
Or makeup, hair and makeup.
And
but I like to make faces.
You like to have a little fun and you make faces. Do you ever do that in the 3D scan?
No, they won't let you.
Yeah, I imagined. But I mean,
not let you.
like you said, it's dozens of cameras, and they just fire at the same time, so they can get you from every angle the same shot, so that it's not moving, right? And then they stitch it all together in some sort of software, I imagine. When you're in there and your arms are out like this, are you thinking to yourself, okay, this pose, I'm gonna be a 5 POA figure?
No, it's mostly like, so your arms, it's more like this, right?
Okay.
You just have to have your hands kind of like that, and you stand on. They have like footprint marks for you to stand. It's very precise on how you want to stand and stuff. And after a while, you kind of go, look, what is this for? Right? Like, why are we doing this? And is it for action figures? And they say, no, it's for VFX. But I think they will pull from them if they do need references for action figures. So,
hell yeah. Sunny Channel, thank you so much for the 2 Hot Wheels super chat. Says, who has better articulation, Paul or the Carson Teva figure?
The Teva figure.
This elbow can bend more than 90 degrees, it looks like. You're rocking out, man.
I have to have
the grip hand. Tried to run, tried to hide, break on through. Yeah, go pre-order these. It says here on Pulse, pre-order item will be available to ship approximately August 1st, 2025. That's just over 4 months away. You not only are you in Star Wars, but you're a Star Wars fan. Not only are you a toy collector, you are now going to be an action figure. Did you think when you got on Star Wars, was that on the map? You're like, action figures got to be.
Nope, not at all. It was just like, first of all, it's like, I'm going to be on Star Wars.
Right.
That's it. I'm not even thinking about toys. I'm not thinking about anything else, but I get to be on Star Wars.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty happy about that. And yeah, I mean, this is just a sort of a byproduct. Like, if you get to that stage where it's like, oh, they're making an action figure of your character. That's like, wow, that's something else. I mean, I never thought of it this way, but somebody said, well, now you're being immortalized in plastic.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, holy crap. Never even thought about that. It's, you know, that's stuff like when you're a kid, you want, you know, you have an action figure yourself so you can actually be in those adventures when
Right.
you're playing and you're recreating all those things. And now it's just like, oh my God, they have my character there. And some you know, there are figures, there are characters who still don't have an action figure, who've been around for a while, right? And you're like, oh wow. And so I'm really happy. But then there are those who've been on screen for like 2 seconds and they have like 17,000 variations of it. And you know what I'm talking about. And
I'm
so
not reacting like this for no reason.
Yeah. You know, and so that's the thing. It's like, oh, pilots are really hard to make because, you know, we have to tool them, we have to start. It's like, yeah, like Lieutenant Callahan, who came out like super fast with like two, you don't even know who I'm talking about, do you? I'll show you.
I know who Lieutenant Callahan is. Trust me, you've made me aware of.
They came out with their ship pretty fast.
Her character.
They came out with their ship really fast and her astromech droid. And they just dropped her character. Like that's just been released as well. I thought it was pretty fast.
Hey,
but
you know
great.
what? Can you, on the upside, and if you look at it this way, if you waited this long and they just threw you on an old body,
yeah,
we'd be like, oh yes, finally. But also, right? But now, a full, like, you know, all new parts, right? All new tooling for you, and you kind of go, okay, maybe that's what took so long. But even if it wasn't, I'm glad that, you know, we can say we can attribute some of that waiting time to a new sculpt for you. So I mean, in that sense,
it's all good, man. Like I don't care. It's one of those things where it's more fun to gripe about it.
It is,
and actually, you know, and that's the thing, and that's one of the things I was joking with Mr. Evans about, was like, what am I going to complain about now? And then he was like, well, and I said, don't worry, I got something. Where's my X-Wing? Right? He's like, oh, where's my Black Series? Where are all the different looks? You know, what took you so long? So now that we've got the ball started, but I think it's really cool because I think they are. I mean, that's a big investment, retooling and creating a mold for a character. That's, you know, that's the unique bit. So yes, absolutely 100% Webby.
What's up, Steve?
Oh, it's Steve. What? I thought it was Webby. Can't do it.
What's up, Erwin and everyone in the chat? Thank you for tuning in. I haven't had a chance to go through, but I think we're too far behind in the chat. But thank you for being here. If you have a second, hit the thumbs up. We're having fun. Paul, that was one of the things I want to do tonight. If we could spend, like you said, it's been something that you've had fun ranting and raving about. Is that the right phrase?
Oh, yeah.
For a few years now. And now
1,600 days, baby.
1,600 days. What is that in dog years? Crazy.
It's almost like 5 years.
So I would like to, you know, now that this joke is kind of done, what can we really do? And you've mentioned a few, but if we could spend 30 seconds brainstorming new things to rant about for collecting, I think.
For like collecting what?
For you to that person that you're personally invested in, that maybe your character is lacking or anything, or it could even be Kim's convenience characters. I shouldn't be giving you these. I really want to hear 30 seconds
starting now. Well, I mean, first of all, it's a great figure. I love the jacket, but where's the pilot look? Where's the straight up pilot look? I've seen the chats already. People are like, why can't the jacket be removable or have swappable arms? You could have made him a deluxe character. You could have had a 2-pack. You could have done, like, if you want the jacket, you could have also, if you're going to include the jacket, where's the cup? Where's the cup of spotchka that he has if he's going to be that relaxed sort of mode, right? There's that. Where's his ride, his X-Wing? Why does he not have a dedicated X-Wing with, and you could have his astromech droid added to it, the green one, R7 or something like that. I wanted to call him OKCU, but they said apparently R2 units, it's an R2 unit. And then they go name him R7. Another one was I wanted to call him R6GO, but that's another story for time. So there are so many different looks. There's his, when he's on trial, well, not when Harrison Dula is on trial, and he's got his formal sort of dress uniform with the beautifully tailored jacket and the dress pants with the stripe down the side where he's conversing with C-3PO. You could have had a 3-pack of that. C-3PO, Carson Teva, and Harrison Dula. Heck, you could have thrown Mon Mothma in there and had a nice 4-pack court scene. Throw in Chopper. How about that? Now you got a 5-banger right there for that. You've got his other look when he goes back to Coruscant to advocate for the people in Varro, right? Where he's got the leather jacket, he's got the ascot, he's got his other sort of his dressier uniform on. There's that whole look right there. That's all I'm saying is, and then you're talking about scale, Black Series. Here we go. Like everybody's screaming, where's the 6-inch figure? We're way over.
Yeah, I didn't want to stop you. You were really in a flow, but if you've got more, let it loose.
I'll stop.
No, that was awesome. Thank you.
I want to bite the hand that feeds me because I am very grateful. And again, this is all like tongue in cheek and based on a lot of comments that I've seen in chats. I was really surprised at how many people were very upset that there wasn't a Black Series size for him. I was like, oh wow. Really sort of taken aback by that and kind of go, yeah, how come there's no Black Series, Steve Evans? But again, all in good jest. I'm very happy that Hasbro has, they've chosen that. So,
I've noticed in recent times they release a character in one scale,
right?
And I think later on they're like, oh, remember this from Black Series? It's coming to Vintage Collection because, like you said, from what I imagine, if the figure is digitally sculpted, there's a part of the digital maybe sculpt that they can scale downwards and then change the articulation or the other way around, right? Versus the old days, someone has to sculpt it with their hand and
well, they've gotten so good at it too. If you just close up on the face sculpt of the fig, it's hard to tell which scale it is unless they tell you. You know? So that's a lovely thing, and I think I saw a comment where it's like, "Oh my god, I thought it was a Black Series." Like if you just zoom in on the face, you kind of go, "Oh my god, I think it was Jacob last night." He was like, "I thought that was for a second, I thought it was a Black Series. It could be a Black Series sculpt." So yeah, they did. I mean, they nailed it. Like that jacket looks so good too
at that size,
right?
Yeah, with the what's the chest box called again? Control?
No, it's a chest box. It's the
chest box?
Oh my god, the flak jacket, because you get the flak vest and you get your what do I call it? Just chest box.
Chest box, yeah. And I know you have one too, and it's cool that you're wearing. You got it all on here. This is I'm very happy for you, man, and I think everyone who's watching tonight is also. So thank you for being here. Erwin, there you go. It says, where's the petition for 6-inch?
Yeah,
I mean, what's the hashtag? What is the hashtag now? Matthew Sinclair, thank you so much for the 5 Hot Wheels. Says, order 2 Teva figs today. I am disappointed though that Carson doesn't come with a bag of space ketchup chips. I did not see that.
Ketchup does not exist in the Star Wars universe. Like bras, like bulldogs. There's no such thing as ketchup. Can we ban him?
The chest box is the lunch box. R7 Appa was a suggestion for your droid, I think. This is like patent. Oh, Legendary Poser, what's going on? Have you seen that? I'm sure you have.
Oh, that's great.
Well,
yeah,
and some of what he said in there kind of came true.
Yes,
right. He talks about
starting with Boba Fett, the arm coming out of the sand,
the dual sun of Tatooine shining down on the sand and the hand coming out. I think I've seen someone overlay that scene, both of those scenes together, and it's pretty awesome. Apparently, they only used a fraction of what he filibustered in real life.
Oh, it's so easy though.
Yeah, well, yeah, you can
just go on and on. If you're if you love it and somebody says just go, you just pull it from everywhere. I mean, and that's what filibustering is really. It's just like an endless sort of you're just filling that void, right? So if you get your stream of consciousness set on Star Wars and going,
yeah, the Black Series has got to be coming soon to go with all of your Hera Syndulla figures for Black Series, and I'm sure some people are setting those scenes up already. Taco Boy, what's up, Taco Boy? Says congratulations, Paul. Happy that it finally happened.
thank you.
Sweet, hell yeah. Anna is here. Anna, I'm excited for you to have these vintage collection figures adorn your household, one in every room, if not two.
She's already got a list of people she wants me to sign and send them to. So
that's awesome.
Friends and
Hell
family,
yeah.
baby.
I'll wait in line at the next con. Bitter Burnt Vidar Vader 74 Larson, thank you for being here. There's a couple more super chats we'll get to. Alexander Eagleson, thank you for the 10 Hot Wheels. Says Kevin created a whole series of video shorts about waiting for the Mezco pre-order of Batman 89 to arrive. Now I'm waiting for Carson Teva action figure shorts. Paul waited 1,600 days and, well, you didn't do videos. You just did it live. I think you were just being yourself.
Hey, it made for very entertaining content.
That's what I'm saying,
think, right?
Some people enjoyed the Mezco Batman videos, and like you said, tongue in cheek. Yeah. But some people also got really upset. Yeah.
Well, I mean, and that's the other thing too. Like sometimes people take umbrage to whatever, and they go, "Oh, get over it." And it's like you do realize that yes, it is tongue in cheek. There's a kernel of truth in all of comedy. Yeah, I think all comedy is based on truth. Whether you choose to laugh at it or get mad at it is up to you, type thing, right? Mm-hmm. I found them your videos quite entertaining, actually, very, very intelligent. And I was actually surprised that people would get upset over that. It's like, well, it's like, get over it. It's like, yeah, okay, you don't have to watch it.
Yeah.
People get mad about that. It's like, oh, why is he posting that? It's like, it's because he likes it and it's funny and it's getting him views. And if you don't like it, then okay. You don't have to watch.
Defend the toy company that doesn't care whether or not you get your your toy, or like another collector like yourself who's being screwed over. But I found it very creatively like I had a whole list. I probably had another 7-8 ideas to get through for if that figure hadn't shown up on the day that it did. Riley CR055, thank you for the 5 Hot Wheels, says, is this like interviewing a player after winning the Stanley Cup? How does it feel to get a freaking Star Wars figure made of you? What were you thinking on that play? Thank you so much for the super chat. But you know what, though? I do have a question. How can you, I don't know if you can say, how long ago did they reach out to you?
A few months ago, a couple of months ago, not last year, I don't think. But I think it was this year early because it's March, right? I'm just trying to think, just because things are kind of all over. No, I think it was pre-Christmas, actually, just pre-Christmas.
Time is both fast and
there was a whole like wink, wink, nudge, nudge, something's coming your way type thing. Would you be interested to collaborate on this? And I was like, yes, I would. And then began the process of having to keep it, under, it's like, okay, great. More nosebleeds and ear bleeds, trying to keep it all in.
Was anyone close to finding it, guessing it?
Well, here's the thing. Somebody leaked it. Like, and then we started seeing later on, it's like, oh, looks like a Carson Teva figure is coming out, right? And so that makes it even worse when somebody leaks it, because then people start asking, is that true? Do you know? I'm like, I don't know. So I just play the whole, maintain my posture of Hasbro hates me. I don't know. They're probably just fucking with me. And it's like Charlie Brown and Lucy. Yeah, they drop that. Oh yeah, we might be, and it's not. It's like, some other. It's like the bartender from The Mandalorian.
I told you this, but in the more expanded version, Tuesday the live stream starts, and they're like TVC, and every live stream for the past few months, I've just been watching it, and I'm just is this the day that it's going to be a Carson Teva? And at the end of the stream, it's like, oh, of course not. So this again, this one starts, and with all the stuff with Steve Evans coming on lately, I'm just like, okay, something's going to happen. First one, Dengar, and I'm no joke. I hear your voice in my head, almost some sort of PTSD of, oh great, another bounty hunter, another guy who hasn't been relevant since since the original trilogy, and they're gonna reissue. And I'm like, wait a minute, I shouldn't be reacting like this. People might want it, Dengar. I'm like, Paul's in my head. That's the extent to which I don't know, like you've played this up.
Oh yeah.
But also, having been in your proximity and all these live streams for so many hours that I there's a version of you in my head that that's just immediately like, this guy.
Well, because I've done it before. I literally have had that exact same rant. Like when they had the Force Unleashed Star Killer with the 2-pack with the stormtroopers. I'm like, oh, that's great. Way to be relevant, guys. A figure that's a game that's 15 years old on a re-release figure, but oh no, you're gonna have better lightning effects and 2 stormtroopers that already exist. But you slap it together in a 3-pack and call it an exclusive, and you'll charge $180. And of course, they sold out. So it's like you kind of, for me, I mean, it's I'm a comedian too, right? So I like to have fun, and you go on rants and you kind of go and you pull out certain truths. But the other things that you omit are, and I brought this up with Dengar, is not everybody has him.
Right.
Right? There are new collectors every day. And if somebody wants that ESB bounty hunter pack and they can't find a Dengar, and this drops, they go, this is awesome. And everybody's coming like, this guy again, look, he's not even changed. They've improved it. They've given different joints, apparently, that's slightly different. He's got a different card. They've got a new numbering system for figs that are like, if it's a straight re-release or if there've been alterations to it, like they've got this system, which I think is really, really smart. But that's the one thing we forget about as seasoned collectors, because when you have all these figures and you're waiting for more, right? That's, it's like, oh, but there's tons of other people, like collectors out there, who are like, I don't have them.
Yeah,
I want to get them. So that's the thing. Same with, the Force Unleashed. Okay, somebody must be playing the game at some point now. I guess it's old enough to be considered retro. Play the Force Unleashed. It's like, I'd really like a Star Killer 6-inch action figure with 2 stormtroopers I already have, or maybe not.
Also, there is another thing where when I watch some of these streams and the new character comes out that's not you, and when I hear my phone go ding,
for
from our group
sakes,
for our group chat, I'm like, oh boy, here we go. I know, it's almost like Pavlov's now. I'm like, oh yeah, I know that feeling again. It's gonna be a rant message. Are you effing kidding me? Dude, props to, again, Steve Evans for
what a great
series of videos. Because I'm like, nobody in his position would like really do this, right?
Oh, and you were all like, what's going on? Like, this was really personal.
Yeah. Doesn't it?
And I was saying that, so I was saying, responding to Kevin, I was like, I don't know, maybe I pushed him too far. Maybe he just kind of snapped and said, you know what? You want to beef? Let's beef. And he's clapping back. Right? So I thought it was great.
So funny though. I had to try to remove myself and go, okay, this is objectively funny, because I know you. It's a little like more concerning, but this is funny. Like, this is so creative. You have he went through all these
and I love Steve, because he cleared everything before he said, I'm going to drop this video.
Oh, he did. I was just going to
take a look at it. What do you think? If it's too much? I'm like, no, man, you could go further. And so I was very much supportive of, like, you take the gloves off, pull out all the stops, have fun with it.
He was Friar Tuck, dude.
Yeah. Every time he was like, there's going to be a love fest afterwards. It's nothing but, and said, I get it. It's fun. I mean, crap. That's like with Dole, the first time when we met, and we realized we pranked the entire table going through a something similar where we pretended that we knew each other from before and we hated each other. And that made for one of the most deliciously awkward dinner parties ever.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great. It was fantastic. So cringy.
Oh, man.
And just so like, and this is a group of like complete strangers, people who hadn't really they were all brought together by this one individual who knew us all.
Right.
And it was hilarious. And Ryan and I had bumped into each other the night before, realized we were going to the same dinner party. And we're like, you want to have fun? You want to fuck with Gary? This is what we should do. And we worked it out. And it was just great. Like, it was dinner theater at its finest. It's finest.
You got to have friends that, you know, you can pull off this stuff with and take a shot at each other without getting offended. That's what good, like a healthy, is that healthy? Yeah. Healthy friendship? That sounds unhealthy, actually.
Well, I find those are the friendships that last the longest. They did a scientific sort of study on it.
Really?
It's like friends who rip on each other like that. And no, it's, you know, it's back for they have stronger friendships.
Look at everything
Steve,
DK goes through.
You guys have been friends forever.
You're gonna say about Steve?
Steve 3 was asking, did anybody pre-order the land speeder? Yeah, I did. I don't have a land speeder. And I was like, one of the things, and that's the only way to get Wormy Luke. Right? Because
But I was gonna head to Tashi Station and get some power converters.
Come on. Shape it up, guys. He's like, that iteration of Luke is awesome. So and he's locked with the vehicle. So it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
They're doing
a version of Luke Skywalker that isn't out there. So I'll grab him. First time getting him. So I think that's the first Luke Skywalker. Holy shit, that's the first TVC like 375 skill Skywalker.
Farm boy Luke?
Yeah. My first.
Busted
your cherry. That's it. Because like I started getting back into TVC with Mandalorian figures. Right? And I was like,
I think you had an idea that something was coming down and you said, you know what? I got to start building out the crew around Carson Teva and I'm going to start collecting TVC. But hey, I have the Black Series one. I should sell that soon.
Yes.
They did a great job with this one. The card is awesome. I mentioned like it's a big wide card. Can you imagine? Like honestly, going up to Mark Hamill and putting down this crisp farm boy Luke on this card and getting an autograph, not personalized, and having him take a shot at you. That's a dream. That's a dream come true. This is a great set. So these are out, and then real quick, we'll go through because they announced a few extra things for Star Wars Celebration today.
Yeah.
Do you want to look? I'm going to pull those up real quick, and then we can kind of open it up. If everyone has any questions, please type them in the chat. The chat has voted, though. Have you ordered? Well, it's not a vote. It's a poll. Have you pre-ordered Carson Teva yet? 63% say yes. 17 say no. What are you waiting for? Black Series? Different costume?
No, some asshole put down Fleet Commander.
1%.
And they went for the joke. Oh no. I just looked at it. I assumed that's what it was.
Oh man. No, I had to do it.
Bi-curious.
Okay. There is, and again, I said I'm out of Black Series, and then this was apparently posted on StarWars.com for Star Wars Celebration. They did post a whole slew of licensee merch.
Right.
And one of them, a Star Wars Black Series 2-pack from Star Wars Visions.
Yes.
The Ronin and his droid with the straw hat. And I looked at it and I went, you son of a bitch, I'm back in. Like,
you're gonna start collecting the whole line now?
I mean, I said I wouldn't buy another Black Series again. Like I'm done. But this
even if it was a Carson Teva?
No, sorry, there were loopholes for you, and Hera. But this one was just like, was this leaked at all? Had you heard any rumblings of this?
No, no.
Because I know that there have a lot of they have several issues with some leaks from overseas, but this is cool. And then I told Dole, I'm like, what the hell, man? Like the box looks kind of plain, but then I said, oh wait, they're black and white. Maybe they wanted to go with the same kind of motif.
Right.
Because would it be too flashy and colorful for the box? And if it's black and white on the inside, this is going to be hard to bring back though.
Not if
To
you open
maintain
it.
Yeah.
Just open it. Take the figures out, put them in a baggie, wrap them up in a
Flatten the
towel
box?
from the hotel. You're fine.
Listen, son, you don't need these toys anymore. I need to stuff this into your. But Papa,
Yeah,
I don't
kids.
mind.
Use them as mules.
Oh man, they're going to be getting stuff of their own.
Leave all the clothes behind, and so you can buy more clothes. You have more clothes at home.
Dad,
It's
my
just travel
underpants.
clothes.
You're growing out of them.
Yeah, there you go. See,
I'm leaving all mine there. Is this worth getting more Black Series? Would
No.
you be interested in this?
No.
Really?
I looked at it and go, hey, that's cool. If it floats your boat, awesome. But I'd like the other ones I just started collecting. The Koto. Where is it?
Movie realization.
Yeah. Hold on a second.
Chamba, what's good, man? Chamba says this could get me. Yoko says that's a maybe for me too. I mean, if it's there, when in Rome, Japan, Dole's getting it. There you go.
Nah.
Dude, I love those.
Like these ones. I mean, you're gonna go. Like that's like this is the articulation's great. The accessories are great. That
Sculpting is amazing.
Yeah. And so I find this. I liked Visions and stuff, but if I'm gonna go, I mean, it is a con exclusive, so that it's got that. But I looked at it and was like, cool. But I have my friends who are going there as well, and I've got them prioritizing different things. So.
Oh, that's right. Can you send me your list? Because after this, I'm doing the group chat with Steve, Dole, and Tommy for all the stuff that we're going to bring back for you. So let me know.
Yeah, I'd rather have it all separate so I get multiples of each.
Oh, you're going to play us
just
against each other?
No. Just so that Anna's happy that I have so many of the same thing.
Right. Because she would be happy to know that you have so many friends who would get these for you.
There you go. That's
right.
That's what makes her happy.
Right.
That I'm happy.
And it's important part of a marriage, reciprocal relationship.
I'm just covering my bases, baby. That's it. It's a big con, and not everybody might not be able to get everything. So,
there's a big con somewhere. Okay, one more, because I know you are also big on this line as well. There is the Star Wars Celebration exclusive Jazzwares, Micro Galaxy Squadron Star Wars Visions. Another Visions release. X-Wing with, I think it's the brother. I actually have his SH Figure Arts.
Okay.
But if this is a good size, I'll try to like, not joking. I'll try to grab multiples.
Cool. Hey baby, we're just talking about you.
She's the best.
She's awesome. So supportive and understanding. Kind. So kind.
Are you under duress?
It's all good, man. Everything's awesome.
No. Yeah, it's cool that, I guess, in Japan they're going with the anime style Visions exclusives. I dig it. But yeah, honestly, it does feel like, I mentioned it does feel like they're trying to milk me dry for everything I've got before I even get there. So some stuff I'm just gonna wait, and some stuff I just have to make the decision to pass on, right?
Yeah.
Toying around, I'm gonna recommend you don't eat at Paul and Anna's house for a while. Oh, I've been banned a long time ago. Last time I showed up with a box, Anna, I'm not even embellishing. Paul, you can attest to this. She opened the door. I was holding a box of stuff that wasn't even 100% for you. She said no, and I believe she closed the door on me. I was still on the porch.
I don't know
Some of
what you're
this
talking about.
some of this stuff was for Daniel.
Some of it. Most of it.
Some of it. Yeah. Um, I do have one more thing. Do you have anything else you want to say about this um this figure? Obviously, it's something we've been all waiting for, but I think nobody is more in anticipation of this than you. Um, where are you gonna put the first one when you get it in?
Oh, I'm gonna put one in the case. I'm working on putting up all the different like the Mio collection for the TVC figs for the Ghost.
Ooh, yeah.
Got them in cases. I'm gonna put them up against over the wall over there. So he's gonna go up there. I have an X-wing. I got a Biggs Darklighter X-wing, so I'm gonna repurpose that, and that's gonna be Carson Teva's X-wing. I even got a green astromech droid.
Right.
And yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. And then yeah, it's surreal. It's so cool. And what I want to do is I want to start something where get people to play with me type thing, and have like post pictures of what Carson Teva is doing, what you got him doing. I saw Carrie Fanti was like, I'm gonna have him pick up tiny batteries, and I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Tinier in TVC scale?
Yeah. I think it's brilliant. I'd love that. And like to have those photo contests.
Oh yeah, you
Stuff.
should do
And
photo.
like have a photo contest and give away like a hot toy or something. Like we have so much fun with this.
Mhm.
I think it would be great. And so just to go with it, because I think something like this needs to be celebrated. I
Yeah,
want to
absolutely.
celebrate it. Good Lord. And if people want to spend their hard-earned money, there you go. See? Raleigh Cross. Make a custom Leafs jersey.
I spent my money on this.
You can go Inception style and have Carson Teva wearing a Carson Teva shirt. And that Carson Teva has a Carson Teva shirt, right? So stuff like that. I just like have fun with it and like really enjoy it. And I know there's going to be a bunch of lewd ones. Ryan Dole 31 from Instagram. But let's keep it clean for the families.
Yeah.
But just be creative and have fun with it. And I think that'd be a really, really great thing, is to do that, and then to just have that album and post them and have fun with the characters and just sort of show that kind of interaction with everybody and the love that they have for this character. I think it'd be great.
Yeah, I think well, maybe we can help brainstorm on some ideas, but yeah, definitely a celebration, which is kind of what I wanted to do a little bit of tonight with the chat here, congratulating you and but to see what we can do with the figure. I think you're a great ambassador for Star Wars and collectors, and I think it's cool that they were able to work something out with you because you're that big toy guy to be like, hey, wouldn't it be awesome if it would be crazy if they didn't reach out to you. Let me put it that way. For something like this. But it happened. We're happy. I think are you still riding the high?
Oh yeah. 100%. It's been a really surreal week, man. Because it's just like this announcement. I got invited to go to the Blue Jays home opener, and they sent me a care package, which was awesome.
Oh,
so I did
nice.
an unboxing of that, and getting free tickets to go see the home opener tomorrow. I found out this morning I got nominated for another Canadian Screen Award.
Oh, very nice. Congrats.
Yeah, for best guest in a comedy series. I was a guest on a show called Last Man Standing with legendary Canadian comedian Ron James, and I had a blast doing that. So I've like really taken it back. Andrew Fung actually texted me at like 7:00 in the morning saying, "Hey, congrats on the nomination." I'm like, "What are you talking about?
It's just an action figure."
No, but they and that's what I thought he was congratulating me on. But they released the list of nominations at like 7. Like they they had a press release and they had somebody narrating at like 7 o'clock in the morning.
Who is that for at that hour?
I don't know, man, because it was like, is it for West Coast? No, because it's 4
No.
o'clock in the morning for them.
It's for
It's a
Asia.
weird thing because I would have thought, you do it like a Hasbro live stream where it's at like noon
Right.
Eastern, so it's like 9 o'clock Pacific. But I guess it's the whole, well, people want to know and get on with their day, and it's like that's
Right.
really hard to build any sort of a fanfare for it.
Everyone,
I don't know,
I can't get on with my routine today. I need those
we
those
gotta
Canadian
know.
Korean awards.
I
Yeah.
gotta know. I just, it was odd. So, anyways, it's one of those things where, and it's a fantastic group of nominees that I'm part of. They now have it where they haven't genderized the categories anymore, so it's not best actor and best actress.
Okay.
It is now just best guess, and like for all the categories. So now it's like it's a group of like 8 fantastic nominees spanning across all these shows. And I thought at first it was for my appearance on Run the Burbs, but it wasn't. So I was like, oh,
dude, that was so good. I love.
Thanks,
man. I love that, and I wish it was because you got to. I won't spoil it for people. You got to do something different, and I wanted to see more of it. How about that?
Yeah.
Go watch Run the Burbs on CBC Gem. It's in the US, some Hulu. I think?
Yeah, Hulu's got it. No, is it Hulu or is it CW?
DK. He's like
DK.
downstairs, somehow downstairs, but I'm in the basement. Yeah, go check it out. Paul's appearance is fantastic. Run the Burbs got 12 nominations, says Anna.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Also, I heard the other day you're on Paw Patrol.
Yeah. Yeah, they got a new character on there. He's not an animal. He's a human being. Mr. Park. He's a new florist.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I almost said I grew up with. My kids grew up with Paw Patrol, but I obviously in that time had become very familiar with it. Mayor Humdinger.
Yeah.
And there's a captain or something. Anyway, I loved Paw Patrol and hope you get an action figure there too. Kim's Convenience merch, Avatar stuff. I hope that's all coming down the line. Hope maybe this is the floodgates that we needed in the collecting world for more of your stuff. Johnny Cock, thank you so much for the 5 Hot Wheels. Says the Team Windows open stories are going to be insane in August. Dude, people are going to take you on vacation with them. That's right. They're not just going to be tagging.
That would be amazing.
Airplane. Dude, Andrew's going to be so pissed.
I know.
Because he doesn't have a action figure for his followers of Team Window Clothes to retaliate with.
Right.
Dang. But I do want to say I do have a video to play. I am very happy for you. A friend of mine has an action figure. You play a great character. But I want to say that I don't think you were. There are other people who should be mentioned along this journey. And because Ryan Dole is here and myself, I want to play this little montage. That's the wrong video.
Professional YouTuber.
Where did it go?
DK. God.
Derek. Chris and Jing, I just want to know how big fans you are of Carson Teva and how much money I should put aside for the eventual slew of action figures that you're going to put out in Vintage Collection and Black Series, because there's been none so far. Just want to know how much should I budget for?
Yeah, he is a staple for sure. And we love Carson Teva too. He is, as you know, the actor in general is just so nice, and he's an approachable, amazing guy. And the fact that he's been such a staple throughout, like you said, entertainment recently, jokes aside, save all your money forever for him for figures. But no, it's just, something that we will keep in mind if you guys keep telling us how amazing he is.
With Ahsoka, the series recently wrapping up, and no sign of new media coming out soon. can you confirm, like, after you release and announce like a Carson Teva Black Series or Vintage collection, what's the focus? Like, what is there like a certain era that you're gonna look at, a certain trilogy, something like that? But the Carson
Yeah.
Teva part is mainly the first part of the question. Thank you.
Yeah. I love that
And can you
always
look
get
can
it
you
in.
look into this photo while you answer?
Oh my how do we say no to and it's signed and everything? Things like that. Like if there are requests in general to answer your first part, if there are requests, definitely let us know. I know that there were oh gosh, there were fan polls and interviews like this. Like definitely keep those conversations coming.
Guys, you're welcome.
Thank you, Kevin.
No, man. You knew we were doing that. You knew we had to, and they've been such great sports about it. I've tried to be respectful with it, not so much as the "Where's my elephant" tactic that you've chosen to employ over 1,600 days. But no, like
It worked.
It worked, and that's what I mean. Like, buy the TVC in this costume, then make your voices heard, right? If a business sees something isn't gonna, if it's worth doing and putting more money into it, that's how you're gonna get them to make more. Get a few. I'm gonna pick them up wherever I can. I'll do giveaways and I'll sign them. I don't care. It's gonna show the sales doesn't really care who autographs it, if it's me or Paul. No, I'm just gonna buy them for you. You can have them at tables. But like I just then they'll make other costumes. Then they'll make the 4 or 5 pack that Paul mentioned. Then they'll make Black Series. Like this, this is the coolest. I know. In that second interview, she's like, "You're not the first person to mention this in interviews today." And I was like, "It was Dole, wasn't it? Was he on before me? They had their session before me." So, dude, we're just so happy to see you see this happen for you, and we wanted to make sure voices were heard, and especially because people watch us on here, and if I have that access to connect with people working on the line, I tried to do my best, man. And this is, again, I mentioned it on Tuesday, this will be a day long remembered.
Thank you, my friend. Thanks for having my back. Thanks for giving little jabs. And yeah, thanks for introducing me to Jing and Chris
it was
last year at the Empire State Building.
It was tough to have your back in during some of those beefs, though. Goddamn, man. Dude, all Sunday I went to bed. My wife's like, "Where did you go? You were gone for 5 hours. Like, you're not gonna believe this is the craziest beef. Like, is Mr. Stevie's posting this, and he works at Star Wars, and Paul's saying all this stuff, and I had to sit there for 5 hours, and I was stressing out, and he kept making all these jokes, and I had to keep fake laughing." And yeah, that's how I went to bed Sunday night. And holy crap, man. Thank you. This has been awesome. Guys, I was just joking. Johnny, thank you for the 2 Hot Wheels. Thank you, truly. A win for Paul is a win for us, says Riley Bob. Hi, what's going on? Richard, what's up, man? Hi, Paul and Kevin. Congrats on finally getting a toy, Paul. Long overdue and deserved. Wishing you both all the best. Dude,
thank you.
Where is his... Richard drew me and DK. Here it is. And gave us prints at the show. You probably get stuff like this all the time at cons, but like, I think you've got one from him, Avatar one. At ToyCon.
Yeah.
There's me as Vindicator and DK as Puck DK.
Yes.
Those arms. And these are, I gotta find frames for these to go on the wall. That's really all I wanted to talk about tonight. This was this was a lot of fun, man. And you've been buying a lot of new toys? Godzilla, Kaiju?
Yeah, I bought them in Vancouver before I left as kind of a reward for myself. Anna, sorry. No, not sorry. I worked hard. I deserve it. Dang it.
Yeah,
so
Anna,
I got it.
Not sorry.
I'm not. So yeah, I got this. I mean, I showed it off on Sunday, but this has become one of my favorite toy new pickups. This is the DX Soul of Chogokin Mechagodzilla 1974 edition diecast, and it lights up and makes sound. I almost died when I figured that, like, when that happened.
I remember your reaction.
It's amazing. It's so heavy, and there's so many pointed bits, and the joints, like, they're beautiful. This is something that is like, I need to rewatch Mechagodzilla and the the Terror of Mechagodzilla as well again. He comes in two different. You can have him in a flying pose, swap out the tail, swap out the head. There's that, and in the meantime too, I've just been getting this display behind me ready. And it's been great. Like with the, I've got the Micro Galaxy Squadron stuff up top. I got a set of new clips and stands from Mr. Steve 3. He sent them to me. He's designing them, and so it's been helping me
Sweet.
sort of pose them and get them in position, which has been awesome. Oh yeah, and then Jazzware sent me a lovely care package. That's the other thing. They sent me like Series 7, the Vault releases for the light armor class and the Starship class of the ships, which is like amazing. I wish they'd sent it to me before I already ordered them. So I'm gonna have doubles. Sorry, Anna. I didn't know. They just show up.
We're not sorry. Remember, we're not
They
sorry.
show up. So that's cool. But I get them before. I got them before anybody else, which was really awesome. So there's that. And yeah, I've been. It's good to be home. It's good to be home.
You're taking a break from shooting. Do you have cons coming up soon to let people know about?
No, the only one is coming up. It's end of June, PopCon in Indianapolis.
Right.
And that's a smaller con. Lots of voice actors. It's grassroots. Got that grassroots feel for it, like fans by the fans for the fans type thing. So I'm really excited to actually go there, because the bigger cons are great, but they can get really overwhelming. I think something smaller might be like really cool, so you can just really sort of connect with people.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've had some experience in smaller grassroots con, but there is a different feel to it, and you get to chat with and really network with a lot of the vendors and people there.
Yeah.
That kind of style too. Hal Runner Base says Jazzarus has been real quiet since the TVC Carson Teva reveal. That's fantastic. I hope they do one soon. They did put the celebration exclusives, but we are waiting for that. We're waiting for a hot toy. Hope they call you in for another scan and get you in there into the booth. You are back. You're streaming. We streamed Sunday night on your channel. You had me on. It was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you for coming back and not being sick of me after 5 hours to hang out a little bit more tonight. If you aren't aware or you're not already subscribed, check out Paul on YouTube, Bitter Asian Dude Inc. And he's posting, he's doing great unboxings because they're a lot of fun. He's got a whole set of not rules, drinking games for you to participate and watch along, and it makes the whole thing fun as you watch. And over there, like the chat here, I love both of our chats. It's a real group of people who we recognize, who are awesome people. They interact with each other. It's just, again, community at the core of it. So if you're watching here, make sure you're following and subscribing to Bitter Asian Dude on YouTube, Angry Appa on Instagram.
That's correct.
Anything else that I may have missed?
The Toying Around Con is coming up very, very soon.
Oh,
Speaking of wonderful grassroots toy conventions.
I didn't know you were going to say that. I didn't have the thing ready yet.
Oh. Well, you throw it in my court, and you're gonna pump my tires. I'm gonna pump yours.
Pump away. Last year I did a toy con. It's because I know a lot of collectors in my area here, outside of Toronto, and as most people do when they collect, they have a few extra pieces of toys, or your tastes change. Like me, I'm kind of moving out of Black Series, except for a few exceptions. So it started off some local meets where people can get together, trade set up their deals ahead of time, buy things off each other, and then I was like, we can take this to a different level because there's so many more people that we can get involved. And so this is the Toying Around ToyCon version 2, and it's May 3rd, 2025. You can get tickets now on toyingaround.ca. There's a big banner on the front page, or you can become a vendor if you got some stuff to move. It's just a great opportunity because there's other collectors there. I'm trying to get more people involved too. Talk to a Hot Wheels collector, Hot Wheels store, like a diecast vendor today. So there's going to be, hopefully they can come through, but there's also going to be Pokemon card vendors, but a lot of collectibles. The voice of Wolverine from X-Men 97, Cal Dodd, is going to be there, signing and taking photos like he did last year, and have more guest announcements coming up. That's May 3rd. That's like 40-ish days away. So, if you're looking for a reason to come visit Toronto, if you're from the US and you want to support some Canadians, right? Like a recent wave of support from down south, you can come through, check this out. A good reason to kind of like I'm stopping by Japan just to go to Celebration. It's almost like that, but a smaller version of it. And just follow along on Instagram for guest and giveaway and vendor updates. Let's see, where was it? Here we go. Kevin has his own con. Doombot, what's up? Last year's was a lot of fun. Says D-Cert will come through, sell some stuff. Cornelius says, I'm done with Black Series unless they're $3 at Walmart. Cat Chin says, darn, I have 2 shows that day. And I think, did you make it last year? I don't remember. I don't remember.
I don't think she did.
I don't think so. But hopefully, everyone, if you can support it or share it, let people know. Touring Around ToyCon presented by E Collectibles. My friend, I think that's it for tonight.
All right.
Let's get some rest. I know you've been running around Home Alone style, when he found out his parents were gone and he's just running up and down the stairs going into the camera. I imagine that's you with this announcement. And again, I could not be happier. What the hell?
Wow.
What kind of slip was that? I've put on a few pounds. Is that your new baseball? From the box.
Yeah, this came in the box. So, yeah, I like.
Is it game used or
of,
just a new one?
I think it's I think it's an. I don't know. I think it's a game ball. Like I think these are the ones that they actually use in the games.
Okay. Very cool.
Which is, I mean, these are expensive.
Oh yeah.
They're it's like $50 a pop. So that's like
$50 for a game.
Dude,
baseball?
Yeah. If you try to buy like an official baseball, they're like $40-$50.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Damn.
MLB makes billions. So
okay, I'll try to catch a foul ball. That's why people die for it. Hey, chat, thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It tells YouTube that, if you like this video, maybe somebody else will also. And hopefully people who missed this tonight can watch the replay and hear some of Paul's insights. Go check out Paul on all the socials. Dude, this is so awesome. Congratulations. Thank you for hanging out tonight, man.
My pleasure.
Everyone, thank you so much for watching. Have yourselves a great night and keep toying around. Peace.
Bye.
A moment like this, some people. I don't know the rest of the song.
That's haunting. Haunting. Why would you?
I miss Lil Boba.
Oh, I do too. I should.